To our March is Women's History Month interview series. I'm Brandy Yates, filling in for Deborah Guthrie, and I'm here with Kelly Johnson,
Hello.
the owner of Kelly's Consignment and now Kelly's Wooden Skate.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Well, first let's talk about how you got started into the consignment business and just kind of your background in the township.
The choice of consignment was a little bit like it had to be because I wanted to own my own store and I couldn't afford to stock it.
Right.
So one day went to a consignment store in Howell, and I was like, oh, I can have other people bring me the stuff and then I'll sell their stuff. And really that's literally how and why it happened.
Okay. And so you've lived in the area for a while. Tell us about growing up in the Lansing area.
Yep. I graduated from Perry High School a few years ago. We have a big reunion this year, so it's a little scary. Went to LCC to college, got a degree in radiology, and I did that till 2001, I think. Sold public safety equipment, like 911 equipment, for a few years, and then took the leap to do my own thing in 2005 or 6.
I see a lot of people doing that, just kind of following your passion. Okay.
Yep.
So tell us about, Kelly's Consignments is obviously very popular in our area because you keep expanding.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's talk about where the store originated from and where you are now.
We started small, just kind of like a hobby, like something to do. I only had boys. I didn't have any girls, and they were sporty, and their dad was the coach. So I was like, what are we going to do? So I started it as just as something fun to do by myself. I had a business partner then, but we needed it because we all had boys. So hobby, and then it just took off. It was 2005, 2006 wasn't a really great time to start a business.
Right.
But it turned out really great for consignment because people were looking for deals. And then once you get hooked into consignment shopping, it's really hard to do anything else. And so you just keep catching people, and you used to think, you know, if I build this, will they come? You weren't really sure. And now I say, we're going to keep building it because they're still coming. And so we're just going to keep doing it.
So how can people find you? You're kind of tucked away in a little hidden area, your current store.
Our big red sign, Kelly's, it says that's a good way to look. But then everybody knows where the Meridian Mall is, and most everybody knows where Olive Garden is. And we're just right across Marsh Road from Olive Garden. So look for the big red sign behind Wheat Jewelers. So we're in the midst of everything. We're just tucked in our own little gem space there.
And how does it feel being in a bigger location? Because you were located outside of the Meijer, the Meijer parking lot.
So it's different because we're not visible. Like, you can't beat 24/7, 365 of a Meijer with the exposure that you get. But, you know, gem shopping in this whole little secret space that you get to go to is kind of fun because it's kind of like your own little secret. Only we can't have it be a secret.
Right, because otherwise you wouldn't have any business if it was a secret.
Right.
And this is a larger store. Have you been able to expand your consignment?
It's twice as big as where we were. So we're still I probably have about 30% more of the building that we're not using yet. So I'm still under construction, which takes forever because it's expensive. So we need you to come shopping because I'm using that budget that we're making to keep on expanding. But it is, the way it's laid out is so much different than before that it just feels different, and you feel like you just left Okemos, which is kind of fun sometimes to get away when you really didn't get away.
Escape to a different time, yes.
Right.
So what kind of stuff do you have in your store?
Oh my gosh, right now we are full of spring and summer, so it's my favorite time of the year when it comes around because everything turns from black and brown and tan and gray to pink and yellow and purple. And so it's fun because everything's much brighter. And at the beginning, like right now is when you have the very best spring and summer stuff. So come in now.
When it's too cold and you're not quite thinking of it yet.
Yeah, so for the, you know, I think even my own self, I haven't switched my closet around
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know how these people are so organized, but they are. Because we started taking it like a month ago. So our racks are full of spring, summer already.
Okay, and you have home stuff and other...
Yes, and the furniture and the home decor, and we're probably going to talk about this, but now we have the second location.
Yes.
And so that we taped the commercial for that today, and it was fun because that store it's not your grandma's antique store like it used to be. Wooden Skate was antiques and fine jewelry, but we took on the vintage, retro, groovy, hip is what we say in the commercial. That's what it is there. So it's the kind of stuff that generations of people like now, and they're not maybe decorating their whole house like it, but they want 2 or 3 retro cool pieces, and there's a lot of that there.
So why the second location? Can't you why did you decide to take that kind of stuff and make it its own?
It's an interesting question because the shopper that's a resale consignment shopper is is this shopper, and then the person that is retro vintage, it's a different group of people. Plus we have our fine jewelry over there, so people that buy fine jewelry or people that are looking for vintage don't want to go to a humongous,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it can get a little overwhelming at Kelly, so you have to have some time. Those are a little more intimate settings and a whole different market of people. Some people do both,
Right.
but a lot, it's a different buyer. So I wanted the nostalgia of that location.
So yeah, talk about the history of that location. The wooden skate, what it was before,
Yep.
and
And everybody always wants to know, where's Gary? Because Gary owned the wooden skate, and he still is alive, lives on the property still. He's helping me navigate through the jewelry market.
Oh, wow.
This was a nostalgic place where my grandma bought her diamond here. My mom did, my sister did, my aunt did, and now I, you know, not me personally wants to buy mine because I'm not getting married, but I'd said that once and people thought I was getting married.
Oh,
But then
okay.
people say, I want to buy my ring where my grandma and everybody else did.
Oh,
So
that's
we have
special.
new diamonds. We can memo them in. We're doing all the same things that Gary did with the jewelry before, only we changed from antiques to the vintage retro market, mid-century modern, which is the hot market now.
Exactly. Yes. Any home show or any show about your appearance, it's all that retro.
Yeah, it is.
Vintage,
And it's there's a lot of cool pieces around here. And people are going to come from Grand Rapids and Detroit to see it and to bring their stuff here too, because we have the market for it here. So I'm excited about it.
So we're doing this for Women's History, and obviously you have been a business leader in the area as a woman and as just a business owner in general. What kind of influence are you hoping to have for other business owners, women specifically?
Yeah, I work with a lot of different women because I open myself up to, you have to find your passion. And once you find your passion, I'll help you figure out how do you make money doing that. I truly believe that God put me here to make a difference in the people's lives that I cross, and He puts them there all the time. And it seems like often they're women, so I like to build them up. And I always say, grab the shirt tail of somebody that's doing what you want to do, and you know, you can foster that with each other. So I take that very seriously.
And so with that, for many years now, we spoke prior to the interview about Cinderella's Closet, helping young girls and find prom dresses and being a sponsor for that. Let's talk about that.
It's a community event that the radio station does, but it was gonna have to go away this year because I didn't have anybody to kind of tag it to. So we took on that responsibility. We've been part of it for several years, but now we are with CSL Plasma, the two main sponsors of the event. We'll service over 200 girls in Lansing. It's at CSL Plasma, which is on the corner of Jolly and Cedar.
This weekend, right?
It's this weekend, this Saturday. Go to our Facebook page, Kelly's Consignments Facebook page, to get all the specifics. But we donated this year over 100 dresses to them, and we already had 500 or 600. I bet there's probably close to 1,000 dresses there, and they're free. And we bought jewelry, so the girls will all get a ring, a sparkly jewelry. They're not all the same; they're all different. So people, you know, they don't want to do the same. But we'll service that, and there's nothing like seeing the face of a girl with a prom-looking dress on when they didn't think they were going to get to go. And so it's really amazing thing for the community.
What other things are you doing in the community to maybe build support of different organizations or community events?
We do stuff all the time. Every Thursday, St. Vincent comes from us and picks up a load of things that didn't sell. So that goes, and the consignor gets the donations for that.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
a cool service that we do. I'm doing Dancing with the Local Stars this year, which is like, it makes me laugh to say it out loud.
Are you putting yourself out of your comfort zone?
Yes, a little bit. And I love to dance, but we all dance in front of the mirror at home
Right.
or when we're out. But this is like, it's much more involved than I ever dreamt, but it's for Carefree Medical Clinic in Lansing, and that is an amazing place where people can go for free medical care. So it's their biggest fundraiser of the year. It's coming up in May, and I am twice a week until then practicing. That's how involved it is. So,
oh my gosh.
it's going to be really comical, and if I do fall, it's going to be funny, and if I don't fall, it's still going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to the whole thing. It's fun.
Well, being a business owner and having these two locations and all this community involvement, how do you find the time?
I'm an empty nester, so my kids are gone, so it gets to be all about my business now, which is fun. I mean, we still do tons of things with family, but really the biggest part of me being able to do stuff is to have the best staff in the whole world, and I hear it all the time from the community how great the people are at Kelly's, and I work hard, but I like to play too. So
Right.
it's fun. You get to meet a lot of people, and I always make time for fun still.
Okay, so I gotta wrap up a little bit, but tell our audience, like, if they want to get involved with Kelly's, how to bring consignment, or what kind of advice you have for the shopper.
Oh boy, to come in and shop first, because the first time people do their consignment or their closet clean out, they tend to bring us everything, which includes all the stuff you haven't wore for like 10 or 15 or 20 years, where really consignment is the stuff that's still in style now, 2 to 3 years old or newer. Go to our website or our Facebook page, but really the best way is to just come in and take a look, and you really get a good understanding of how things go.
All right. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for
you.
being here, and I'm sure we should do a follow-up on this Dancing with the Stars.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's another episode of our March is Women's History Month interview series, and we will continue through the rest of March. Thanks for watching.